Man, you guys can't see me right now. You might think it's pretty late. Try and pump this up. Oh my gosh. My ISO is up as high as it can go. I'm completely in the dark right now. Hold on, let's get to some light. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you might think it's super late at night right now, but it's only 6 o'clock. I don't understand daylight savings time at all. Yeah, this time of year, it gets super dark, super early, and I just don't understand. But we're out here to do a little bit of a project. I finally need to get some hooks on these walls. In addition to putting up shelves in the gym, I wanted to go over something today. Something that is pretty contradictory to what I've said in the past. And that is, I am officially no longer going to be doing the 75 hard challenge. Now, if you caught my video a few weeks ago, you might be wondering why on earth I'm having the change of heart, because I just put out a video recently talking about how I failed the 75 hard challenge, and I was really excited to do it again and to pick up right where I left off. And honestly, that's still true. I was excited to pick up where I left off. I wanted to prove to myself that I could complete the challenge. So why am I quitting? Why am I giving up on this challenge? And the answer to that question, unfortunately, is just because it wasn't working out. What I was doing in 75 hard, I really enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed having goals to reach every day. I enjoyed trying to build new habits, but it just wasn't working out with me right now. Where I'm at in life today, the 75 hard challenge it wasn't going to work. And honestly, I was stressing myself like crazy trying to make it work when it wasn't good for me. Now, for those that might not know what the 75 hard challenge is, and if you didn't watch my last video, basically what it is, for 75 days, you have to read 10 pages of a book, no alcohol, follow a diet, and you have to do 2 45-minute workouts. One needs to be outside. And you need to drink a gallon of water each and every day. Now, those rules do sound difficult. When I did my first video, I had just failed the first time. And notice how I said the first time. I failed, I made it almost a month into this challenge before I had a slip up. And that slip up was around my just being with family. I prioritized my family over getting all of my chores done for the day. And then the second time I failed was because I got a tattoo. I prioritized a tattoo over reading a book that day and getting a second workout in. And honestly, I wanted that to heal properly, so I put off doing hard workouts and long workouts for about 2 weeks. Well, then I tried again, and Halloween hit. And you might think, oh, Cody binged on a bunch of candy. And I didn't. I honestly didn't. But I didn't work out because Halloween was people coming over, spending time with friends and family, watching the Michigan State game. Unfortunately, Michigan lost. Still upset about it. But it wasn't revolving around working out, and it wasn't revolving around making sure I was reading my book that day. I was thinking about it after that, and I just thought, like, man, this challenge has really great intentions, right? The challenge is designed as a mental challenge, get you mentally tough, because you have to do these chores that really require a lot of difficulty. And so to do that, you need to sharpen your mind. It's never been targeted or advertised as a fitness challenge, even though you're doing an hour and a half of working out a day. But that's never the main source of what this challenge is supposed to be getting to. It's supposed to be sharpening up your mind. But it really wasn't working out because there is no grace involved in this challenge. If you fail, you start all the way back at day 1 and then you try and hit 75 all the way through. I loved putting myself through that challenge each and every day. Again, the very first time I made it 25 days with little to no issues at all. And I was very proud of that. I really thought I'd be able to hit the next 75 days, no problem. But life happens. And I still really, every time, wanted to finish this. But the reasoning for wanting to finish started to change, and I think that is where I decided to stop doing this challenge, at least for right now. Yeah, that should do. So despite what some of the comments are probably gonna say on this video, I did not quit because it was too hard, because I couldn't hack it. Quite frankly, if I truly wanted to on Saturday, I would have worked out. I'm stopping doing 75 hard because it's not worth it to me. When I started 75 hard, I had a really strong why, but it honestly had nothing to do with the challenge. I knew that I needed to see some changes in myself, in my body, and I needed to lose some weight. And I saw the 75 hard challenge as really a no BS, no excuses method of getting to where I wanted to be physically. And that's really what it is for a lot of people. It changes people's lives. If you go on Instagram, you see it every single day. And I do believe that it is a very important challenge and one I still want to finish. But as the weight started to fall off, as I started to kind of turn this challenge into my own progress, I realized I wasn't following the rules anymore. I wasn't doing this challenge how it's supposed to be done. And I knew even if I made it 75 days, I wouldn't be able to claim that I completed it. I wouldn't feel right about doing that, because as each retry happened, I found myself constantly making things a little bit too much of my own. I needed to stop. I needed to stop doing that. But the reason I was making things my own is because I was finding that the way I was eating, the foods I was cooking, they were starting to become sustainable for me. I started to really enjoy it. I'm starting to fall into a groove when it comes to my nutrition. It turned into just adding a lot of stress into my day that I didn't want and I didn't need. I mean, let's be frank here. It's 2020. Everything's happening. I have my first daughter. I don't need any more stress. It was legitimately getting to the point where I was procrastinating at everything else in my life because I was so exhausted doing some of these 75 hard tasks that I wasn't doing anything else. That's part of the reason I'm out here today. I have a project to do in my gym. I'm trying to hang up some hooks. I might not get it done today. This might have to spill out into tomorrow because it is getting late. I need to eat dinner. I need to put my daughter to bed. This might be a tomorrow task, but it needs to get done. I just spent a few hours out blowing leaves in my yard, but it took a couple hours. Those aren't done because I lost daylight. I was putting shelves up in my house after work today. That needed to get done. I'm doing tasks that they need to happen, and I'm not making excuses for trying not to work out or getting out of a workout. I'm actually being productive. But today would have been a day I had no time to complete my workouts. I would have had zero time because I was working all day. I immediately went up to putting up shelves. Then I went to blowing leaves, and now I'm in here now that there's no daylight. It wasn't fitting in my life right now. And then looking ahead, we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas. I know I'm not going to track on those 2 days. But my mind is in a place where I'm allowing myself to be okay with that and making sure I'm tracking at least 80% of my days, so that way I'm okay with the few odds and ends where I'm not tracking. I honestly think one of the best benefits that 75 Hard did for me without having to complete the whole challenge was giving me a place to jump off from. I've gone almost 3 whole months of really honing in my food, practicing my diet, exercising a lot harder than I was the whole rest of the year. I've lost 25 pounds in the matter of 12 weeks. That's amazing. That's amazing progress, and I'm completely excited for that. I'm excited to be rolling into Thanksgiving and Christmas ahead of the game, whereas last year I was already falling behind. I was already starting to lose out on my workouts and lose out on my productivity. And I really want to complete 75 hard. I truly do. But I just know that right now it's not the time for me. It's funny because the night of Halloween, I was actually on Facebook. I was on our street parking page, and Miranda, the owner coach of street parking, put out a post talking about the 365 moderate challenge. And her rules were very simple. It's about 20 minutes of exercise 5 times a week, eating your vegetables, being nice to people, making sure you get enough sleep, and limiting alcohol to maybe once or twice a week. See, one of the reasons I'm drawn so much to street parking and I stay with it and I really enjoy the community is because it allows for life. Life happens. I'm not an elite athlete. I'm not a professional fitness person. Life is gonna get in my way. I might not be able to work out every single day, and I need to be okay with that. And where I strongly appreciate 75 hard really teaching me good habits, and habits that I'm trying to carry through with. I'm not specifically doing 75 hard, but I am tracking what I'm doing each and every day, how much water I'm drinking, how much food I'm eating, if I'm reading or not. I'm tracking these things. I'm trying to build really healthy habits, but I'm also trying to build in some grace for the days that I don't make it and I don't achieve my goal, because that's gonna happen, and I need to be able to deal with my failures just as well, if not better, than how I deal with my successes. After I was thinking about it and really contemplating doing 75 hard again, I was thinking about my why. And that is what propels me to do everything. I started 75 hard, again, not because I wanted to sharpen my mind. To be completely honest, especially given everything that's going on this year, I feel like my mental game is really good. I feel mentally strong. It was my physical side that I'm struggling with, where I'm not happy with my weight yet. I'm not happy where I'm at physically, and that's what I need to work towards. So when I was going through that, initially when I started 75 hard, I needed that kickoff. I needed to be able to jump off and really start restricting things. And through the course of that, I found how it can work for me to be sustainable. And that's where I almost think I outgrew the challenge. And when I was thinking about restarting again, I think for the 5th time, I didn't know why I was doing it. The reason I would have been doing it is so I could probably make a video here saying, yay, I got it done. And I would have bought the challenge coin saying I got it done. So really the only reason I wanted to complete this challenge was to gain recognition of other people. That's never a good reason to do something. And I fell into that trap. I fell into the trap of wanting other people's approval and a good old attaboy for completing a challenge that in the grand scheme of things means absolutely nothing. Whereas if I'm just consistent, if I stick to a year-long idea of being consistent, tracking what I'm eating, and just being healthy, I'm gonna see much more results. I know for a fact that if I were to do 75 hard, I would get done, and then I'd go on a month-long bender of not tracking a single thing, not touching a weight, and probably gaining half of my weight back. So what I'm doing now, this 365 moderate, it is a little bit less intense. There's no way to track it. It's not really a challenge. It's just something that got put on our Facebook page as kind of a tongue-in-cheek hit towards the 75 hard challenge, but that's what I needed to see. I needed to see that to get my head right and know that I don't have to complete this arbitrary internet challenge to live a better life and feel better about myself. And I want you all to know that as well. If you are struggling with your mental game and you want to up it, look into 75 hard. But if you find yourself stressing out too much about the challenge like I was. I was stressing out about having to put these shelves up because I wouldn't have time to work out, and I would be trading working out with some of the things that I needed to get done around the house. And if you find yourself in that scenario, you really might want to question why you're doing this challenge. And is it really worth the mental stress of having to do it? For me, it wasn't. I'd rather be less stressed, hanging out with my family, enjoying my life, and doing everything possible to be healthier than to buy a small challenge coin. That's it. That's my rant. I think 75 hard is great. Nothing against that challenge. It did wonders for me. I'm now seeing if I can move forward and do this as a healthy lifestyle and not just because it's a challenge. Okay, next day, same project. I just got to get this finished up today because we've got an appraisal happening tomorrow. Not that you guys care. I just need to get this project done today so that way I can move on and use the gym again. Today I had to run an emergency call. It took a couple hours. You know, I had a dentist appointment, I had a doctor appointment, then I had a call, and then I still had to work. So I had to catch up on all the work that I missed. I could have done 2 45-minute workouts today and done all the other requirements, but I would have been stressed and I would have not finished this, and this needs to get done for tomorrow. It's kind of funny how the day after I make that video on how it was really more of a hindrance than a benefit, all of these things happen, and it kind of goes to prove my point, essentially. So to actually hang up everything that I have, I purchased these hooks off Amazon, but for 20 bucks, I got a 12 pack, which includes some of these bigger hooks, some smaller hooks, some really big ones. Technically, this is the one I have to use for my barbell, and it's not supposed to hold as much weight as a barbell is, but you know, I think I'm gonna go off and think that that's more or less a rating, and I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, so it's done. Got some shelves up, got the wall balls up, got the straps and all of my accessories hung up right next to my power rack. This one right here is an extra. It's just got some wrist wraps on it right now. But my goal for that one is eventually I'd like to have another full-size barbell, so then this little curl bar can pop over and then I can fit a barbell there. Because if you can see, the barbell is much taller than everything else, so I purposefully put those all the way to the side. So one, it's closer to the power rack, and two, it's easier to move the med balls around. This corner is now free. Put some things upstairs that I don't really need every single day. And yeah, this is super exciting. I still have all my dumbbells down here. I don't have anywhere to put those yet, but as long as those are underneath all of my hanging hooks, I think I'm gonna be okay with it. As long as all of that stuff got up off the ground, that was my biggest concern. And you can see right back there, we've got my sandbags as well. So I don't have any place for those. Maybe someday I'll build a little shelf just so I can put dumbbells and the sandbags up, but that is very low on my priority list. This door can actually come down all the way, and the steps come down without me having to touch my bench. My bench can stay right here at all times, and I can go up and down that ladder as much as I want. So this is working out better than I expected. I'm really happy for it. And I'm not stressed about having to do it because I don't feel like I need to be doing other tasks during 75 hard. I do wish I could be working out right now, but this needed to get done, and it's all about priorities sometimes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button just to help out my channel. It's a real simple and free way to do it. Hit subscribe if you want to see any future content. And just remember, in everything that we do, we're all in progress. Have a great day.